Representative Jared Huffman is a Democrat from California, and this guy came out as a non-believer. So he said this: I don't believe in religious tests, and I don't believe my religion is all that important to the people I represent. And I think there's too much religion in politics. I've seen religion wielded in such a negative way around here. Lately, I suppose you could say, I don't believe in God. The only reason I hesitate is, unlike some humanists, I'm not completely closing the door to spiritual possibilities. We all know people who have had experiences they believe are divine, and I'm open to something like that happening. So, yeah, he calls himself a humanist. He said he doesn't believe in God, not totally shut off to spirituality. So he would be, one of these people who falls into the none category, None, the none category in a poll test. Not poll test. Poll test was the old racist things from the South. In a poll. Somebody did polling research. And what's interesting is nuns apparently make up about 20% of the population. But there's just this one in Congress. That I don't even think is true. I think a lot of them are non-believers, but they just won't say it for political reasons. But that's silly because, again, 20% is a large number. That's a lot of people in the U.S. who are non-believers. So if you say, yeah, I don't believe, it's not political suicide. I mean, maybe it's political suicide in the deepest red states, but it's certainly not political suicide if you're somebody from New York or California or Hawaii or any of the liberal states, even any of the maybe swing states. So, and it's good to do it to change the perception of atheists, because there is a decent amount of bigotry against non-religious people where the assumption is when somebody says, I don't believe in God, what they're saying is, I don't believe in right and wrong, I don't believe in morality. And the polls show nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, it's people who don't believe in God who tend to believe more in the philosophy of Jesus and all his New Testament hippie stuff. So if you're a non-believer, they're more likely to believe in Medicare for all and a living wage and free college and a strong social safety net and looking out for the poor and ending the wars. So it's good to change people's perception. But then also at the same time, it always feels like we're so far behind on shit like this, because I get the sense that a lot of millennials are going to hear this news and go, whoop-de-frickin-do. It's almost like when people come out nowadays and say, oh, they're gay. Younger generation's like, whatevs? Because we don't care. We don't look down on gay people or non-believers to begin with. So when somebody comes out and says, I am X, it's the same thing as if they said, I am straight, or I am a Christian. It's like, whoop-de-frickin-do in either case. But I think that for the older generation, this stuff, is like, ooh, somebody who doesn't believe in God. How interesting. Well, those are the same people who happen to not know that 20% of the public are non-believers, so it'd be nice if more came out and said it. And just made it, it would be great if just people, even if they're religious or non-religious, you don't mention that on the campaign trail because it is largely irrelevant. Somebody could be a Christian, and I agree with them on all the policies. Somebody could be a Muslim, and I agree with them on all the policies. Somebody could be an atheist, and I agree with them on all the policies. Somebody could be an atheist, I disagree with them on everything. Somebody could be a Christian or a Muslim, and I disagree with them on everything. So it just seems irrelevant to what their actual values system is. I mean, unfortunately, in the case of so many Republicans who say they're Christians and they're believers and whatnot, well, look at Roy Moore. So it just seems to me that he's right, that it's almost like, why are we even having this conversation? In other modern nations, nobody brings up their faith because they're just talking about what the issues are. So it'd be nice to move to that point, but hey, the U.S., we're a country that has far right-wingers who don't believe in climate change. We have a strong number of people who don't believe in evolution, so we're dragging behind, which is why it is a news story that we have a non-believer who came out as a non-believer in Congress.